Viewers, in this talk today, we have one of the most able IPS of Maharashtra cadre, Mr. Pankaj Deshmukh, who is with us for this talk for Punekar News and Mumbaikar News. Welcome, Deshmukh Sahab.
Thank you so much.
Deshmukh Sahab, if we go through your profile on social media or maybe on a digital platform, various digital platforms like be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, etc., we get a big idea about what all you have done. Let it be when you were DCP Traffic, or let's say when you're working as a Satara SP, or now as a Pune Grameen SP, Pune Rural SP. But there's not much about your personal side. I mean, your schooling, did you do a job before becoming IPS? There's not much about this. So before we start this discussion, can you help us with a little bit background of Mr. Pankaj Deshmukh before IPS?
Yeah, I belong to a taluka place called Hinganghat. It is based in Vidarbha. It is in Wardha district. It's a place near Nagpur, around 75 kilometers from there. And I did all my schooling there. And after that, I was at my uncle's place in Amravati for a couple of years, doing my 11th and 12th. And post that, I was in Pune for 4 years to complete my engineering degree
In
information technology.
IT. Okay.
Yeah, from Sihagarh College,
Wonderful.
Vadgaon, Budruk.
Wonderful.
Post that, I worked with HSBC for a couple of years. So I was placed in HSBC. At that time, it was HSBC Global Tech, HSBC GLT, what it used to be called. It was based out of Kalyani Nagar.
One of the top building of that era, I would say.
That was one of the most prime buildings.
Fascinating.
One in Kalyani Nagar. Now there are many buildings with a glass facade. Post that, I resigned and I quit that job. I prepared for a couple of years and landed in IPS.
Good to know that IT guys also getting into UPSC and IPS. I mean, that's something which we were not. I mean, as an interviewer, I was not knowing about this, and I'm sure through this interview, Punekar news viewers also have come to know about it. Abhi Raz kahan raha?
Now it has become very normal. Many people from the tech background or who have done their engineering or who has gone to a tech school, they are ending up in UPSC. Now it has become quite common nowadays.
And you're 2010 batch IPS
I'm
officer.
2011 batch.
11 batch IPS officer. Okay. And you have been Satara SP.
Yeah.
And
prior to that, I was SP in Usmanabad. Prior to that, I was additional SP in Ahmednagar. I did my probation as a in IPS we call it as supernumerary, one who learns the tricks of the trade. I did it in Amravati Rural, and my first independent charge was in Nanded district.
okay.
And then I was posted as additional SP in Ahmednagar, then as SP in Usmanabad, which is presently now it is called as Dharashiv. It's a district in Marathwada. And after that, I was SP Satara, then as DCP Traffic in Pune City, then DCP Zone in Pune City. Then I did my SP EOW in CID Maharashtra, and now I am here as SP Pune Rural.
So you're done with Vidarbha, you're done with Marathwada also, and then Western Maharashtra also, Satara.
Yeah.
Almost complete Maharashtra.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Pune Rural SP position, what exactly made you comfortable, or I would say, what made you completely prepared? Because this is a big position. Pune Rural jurisdiction is one of the biggest jurisdiction under police districts in Maharashtra. So, what would you say in terms of your preparedness? What exactly made you to feel comfortable and completely prepared for this current position?
Yeah. So you would find that traditionally Pune Rural is the charge being very heavy, not only in terms of the numbers but also in terms of the intensity also. So this Pune being a very important district in the state, and it is a very progressive kind of a district, a highly urbanized district, highly industrialized district, and highly populated also. So from all aspects, Pune is a very significant and critical district in Maharashtra. And you would find that traditionally it is being, the responsibility is being given to a a senior SP rank officer. So I think with my past experience of being SP in Satara or in Dharashiv, additional SP in Ahmednagar, my stint with be it CID or with Pune City as DCP zone and as DCP traffic. So all these things were factored in, and I was handed over this responsibility.
Made you the SP of Pune.
Well, it is up to you how you put it, but for me it is like a very challenging position, especially the time which I have come here, and immediately we have to go for the parliamentary election. So in Pune district there are in Pune rural, I have to cater
Is it
to
actually rural? Because you'll find it's as good as urban.
urban. So the level of urbanization is tremendous. The kind of facilities which are available in villages, so they are as good as the facilities, the infrastructure, even the social infrastructure like schools, colleges, hospitals. They are at par with a city. So Pune rural, in a way, you can say that it's a misnomer, whereby all the people, though they are in rural area, but all their needs and requirements are highly urban. So in a way, it is a misnomer. So I was saying that juncture at which I landed here, and in a month, the model code of conduct was enforced, and we are now going for parliamentary elections in which Pune rural has 3 constituencies. So it is Baramati, Shirur and Mawar. So all some components of these parliamentary constituencies, they also fall under Pune rural.
Must be a very big task.
Yeah, it is challenging. It is challenging, and as I had said that it is not only about the numbers but also about the intensity. It is challenging because you have to enforce the law, and also you have to ensure that the elections happen in a free and fair and in a peaceful manner. So that remains a big challenge.
And you're confident you will achieve it in line with your overall planning and preparation?
We are fully geared up, fully prepared. We have a good, young, dynamic team, and we are quite sure that we will be in a position to conduct the elections in a free, fair and peaceful manner.
Wonderful. Also, when I was talking about the position, and I said the SP of Pune Rural, why I said the SP is the position was always been held by some of the top-notch IPS officers of Maharashtra. Let it be Vishwas Nagre Patil Saab, then Sandeep Patil ji, or maybe Karnik Saab, and now Deshmukh Saab.
So it, as I had mentioned, that it is a very important and a critical kind of a position, and is usually given to an officer who is well-rounded, who has put in good amount of years in the service and is experienced and mature enough to handle all these things. So that is the reason why this responsibility is given to a senior SP rank officer.
Noted, sir. Meanwhile, I'll take you to a news which propped up at least, I would say, 10 days before market, and this was about your action on a gang which was involved into blue film or porn film making at Lonavala. Can you highlight what was it and how did you tackle this situation?
No,
and what was the situation? I mean, what actually happened?
We had an inkling about it that some sort of such kind of a nefarious activity is going on in Lonavala. So a month prior to that, we had input, but that input was it could not materialize because that intelligence, either there was some leak at the end of the source or the people did not turn up. But we had this idea that since Lonavala is just an hour and a half drive from Mumbai, we had that idea that some sort of activities are going on. But this time we had a perfect intelligence, and when we raided that property, that bungalow, we could nab them red-handed, where the pornographic content was being shot in that particular bungalow. So we booked the case, we arrested the accused, and now the case is being investigated.
From a media perspective, we we take a note of various crime stories across Maharashtra and in some cases across India also, from a Mumbaikar news perspective. I've seen as an IPS officer, you're very sober, you're very I would say a bit media shy, and you do not talk much about your achievements or maybe the raids or the crackdown which you do. Is that the reason that the big stories or big things which you do that sometimes do not get, I would say, hype in national media or media? Is it so?
No, I mean, these things are not being done deliberately, or they are not done by design.
You just do your job. That's it.
I firmly believe that one should keep doing his or her own job, and let the media decide that what story they want to run. At the end of the day, you cannot be an officer who wants to set his or her own agenda and let the media pursue that. I think that we are just a small contributor to the overall functioning of the society. And I have always believed that one should perform his duty and let others decide about it, whether
Whether they want to carry it, don't want to carry it,
no,
whatever.
no. And anyways, once you are off duty or once you go back home, yeah, so you are altogether a different person. You are
True.
a normal human being.
So, Mr. SP, just wanted to check before we go ahead with the next question. By any chance, do you watch films also, movies
Yeah,
also?
I do.
By any chance, you watch Murshi Pattern?
Yeah, I do.
Marathi movie? Okay. So, since you watched this movie, you must be aware that the whole story is about land grabbing mafia and how they deal the overall scenario. And it's not only about Murshi, it is there in other locations also, and not confined to Pune district just, but our focus in this conversation is Pune district. So, how do you deal with the cases which are related to land grab, the gangs who deal into all this? And sometimes people say this is not related to police jurisdiction, it's a civil matter. But ultimately, people suffer, ultimately, people lose their land, and some kind of gundagardi also happen in this area. So, how do you deal this?
So for this, we have economic offense wing, and in the economic offense wing, we have a separate unit which looks for this any dispute regarding land grabbing. So that is a specialized wing. Also at the police station level, there are a few police stations in Pune Rural which are infested with this menace, as you have rightly mentioned, like Murshi, Lonavla, even Shirur, Ranjangaon, Shikrapur. So all this area where the land prices have shot up in the skies in the last few years. So all those areas are infested with these land grabs. And the simple reason for that is that people want to make a quick money, quick buck. What they want to make out of it. So whoever is a victim, so we have also realized that 90% of the people, they are bona fide victims. I mean, they really wanted to invest or buy that land. But we have also come across that some 10% people, they knew that such deal cannot happen. That when the market rate is X, and if you are getting that land at say 0.25 of X, you know, almost in one.
So knowingly they indulge.
Knowingly they know that this may not happen in real world. Despite complete knowledge, they indulge into such deals, and then they come to us. Many times
Could be because of malafide intention.
yes, many times because of malafide intentions. Many times there are people who want to create some litigation, some dispute.
So they have ulterior motive also.
They do have ulterior motives. So, but this is a minority, say 10 to 15%. But 85% of the time we have find that there are genuine buyers who want to, but somehow they fail or they are not in a position to complete the due diligence which had to be done. So many times some dummy sellers are being propped up, impersonations happen, a person who does not exist or who has died long back, that person is being
It's live on paper.
Is live on paper. Now that person also completes the deal. That person goes to sub-registrar office, he registers the deal. So that kind of a practice also happens, and so we do take legal action against them. Now many times we have put a lot of criminals who are indulging in this behind bars, and also we have written to sub-registrar office that please use the Aadhaar enabled system which has been mandated by the government of Maharashtra while registering land deeds. But there is many times that mandate is followed, but sometimes it happens because either due to power failure or connection is not happening. So if 100% Aadhaar enabled deals happen, then the question of impersonation happening in land dealings, that will be ruled out, and a major amount of frauds that can be curbed. Certainly.
Noted. So, Mr. SP, you have discussed about civilians in this context. Let us talk about the people who are into government jobs. People say that when it comes to corruption, there are various departments which comes under top departments whenever you talk about corruption in a normal parlance, in general discussions. Police is also considered, or it is also known as one of the department where you can think about corruption. Without corruption, things are difficult. You're at leadership position. How do you deal with corruption cases within your department? Or let me reformat this question. How do you ensure that corruption should not get into roots of your team or your department?
So that is a question which is, may not have a single answer, because corruption and the opportunity for corruption, my job as a leader, so my job is to ensure that the opportunity to conduct corrupt practices, that is minimized, or my job is to ensure that there is no opportunity for my men and officers to do corrupt practices. That is what I can do, so that now that how I can ensure that can be ensured by doing some good supervision, to frame rules, to frame SOPs, decreasing the discretion of a particular individual, of an officer or men to take decision. All these things can definitely be done. At the same time, the challenge of petty corruption, that remains there, and police being a uniform service, the policeman who is indulging in such kind of activity, he or she gets easily pointed out because of that person being set apart from the civilian. So perception wise also, the corruption in the police department, that gets heightened or amplified, because police, it works in the society, but it stands out because of its nature of its work, because of its overall uniform, overall persona,
Vardi ki
takat, and a kind of raw power police gets because of being a strong arm of the state. So
Position.
some of the officers and men, they try to misuse that raw power without realizing that they have to exercise that authority with proportionate responsibility
For the betterment of the society.
for the betterment, with keeping the goodwill, keeping the good interest of the society in mind. They are supposed to exercise that power which has been given by the law. But there are black ships in every
You
department.
take action whenever you come to know.
Of course. So we are very stringent as far as action on such black ships is concerned.
Noted.
As far as the Pune Rural as a unit is concerned, the policy, my personal policy, and the policy at large is that there will be zero tolerance for corruption. Whoever is indulging in corrupt practices, he or she is indulging at his or her own peril. So we will not tolerate any kind of corruption or corrupt practices as far as Pune Rural Unit is concerned, and those who are trying to indulge into that, those would be inquired into, and they would be taken to task. Their inquiries would be taken to a logical end, and they would be punished in such a way that an example is being set.
So one would need to face the music.
Of course, I mean, there is no running away from that.
Noted. Mr. SP, you're one of the very few IPS officers who is coming from a technical background of IT. You are a professional IT person. You used to work with, you said, with a renowned IT company. Do you have an additional advantage, and do you apply this advantage when it comes to cyber crimes or dealing with the issues which are related to technology or upliftment of technology in police force?
Yeah, I mean, being from a technical background, it helps me in appreciating that how technology works. I may not be in a position to know the nitty-gritties of it or at the code level how things work. But from a domain point of view, I have a better appreciation of the systems which are working. And that is the reason why I have tried to imbibe or try to use some of these systems while policing. As you know that Pune Rural, or for that matter any other district, the jurisdiction is vast, and you have very limited resources as far as manpower is concerned, as a vehicle is concerned, communication equipment. So there are always limitations. So I have always believed that in such situation the technology acts as a force multiplier. And the way Indians, we as a society, we have embraced technology, the way we have embraced mobile and the kind of transaction, all our now daily activities, they are now linked with mobile.
True.
So the scope for cybercrime is also humongous. So as a person who understands technology, so we have ensured that we have a good functional cybercrime cell here. Also, we have a new facility in Baramati. So now we are developing that facility. We have a physical infrastructure, and now in a few months from now, we would be starting a full-fledged cyber cell and a cyber training activity there in Baramati because of the available physical infrastructure.
It's a maiden initiative under Pune Rural?
It is one of its kind, because here we have space constraint. A new building which would be will start construction, so that will take another 2 to 3 years. So in the meanwhile, in Baramati we have a fresh setup, and it has been earmarked for cyber activity. So we'll be starting a fresh cyber cell there.
And you're taking special attention for this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Noted. Also, when it comes to Pune rural area, especially industrial areas, let it be Shiru, Ranjangaon or Rajguru Nagar side, which is under Pune rural, Mathadi menace is considered to be one of the big problem for industries. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you deal?
Yeah, I will not restrict my answer to just the problem of Mathadi. My response to that would be that those who are entitled, those who are genuine Mathadi laborers, they have to be given their due share. I mean, the companies have to give them their employment, and they have to be given their due share
as per
the act. Now there are many people who are
outside the
act. They are not genuine people, and they try to use this Mathadi or Mathadi Act for their own personal gains and for their own benefits. So if such kind of practices are happening in the industry, we have had meeting with Ranjangaon Industrial Association. Recently, during our IG inspection, IG sir also conducted meeting whereby all the representatives from the entire district, they had come, be it Kurkum, be it Khed, be it Baramati. So we had a good healthy discussion, and our stand was very clear that those who are trying to misuse this, they will be booked and stringent action
So action
would
will be taken on
Of
them.
course, there's no running away from that, and those would be booked, and stringent action like extortion case, registering cases of extortion against them and taking it to logical end, like booking them under MCOCA, even that would be
Can
done.
be done. Okay. You discussed about Kurkum, and Kurkum was in news in recent past with reference to drug manufacturing unit, and Pune City Police took action, and later Pune Rural also took an action. So, how are you dealing with the drug menace or the people who are engaged into smuggling or activities pertaining to overall drug peddling or drug business?
So you would find that we are tackling it. We have a 2-3 pronged strategy as far as drugs is concerned. Now, firstly, we have ensured that all these pubs and hotels, restaurants, they are following the rules. They are following the law. They open their shop at a particular time. They shut their shop at a particular time, and our people ensure that they are being checked properly so that the drugs is not supplied through these hotels. As far as manufacturing is concerned, so there can be two routes, either through natural sources like opium or ganja.
Your team took action recent past.
Yeah, and then there will be manufacturing of synthetic drugs. So as far as natural sources are concerned, I was really surprised that at 8 places in Pune Rural, in the last 2 months, we raided poppy cultivation.
Yes.
There were fields in which people have cultivated poppy, and that was being used, that cultivation was being used to manufacture opium, that is through natural source.
I think your team raided Urli Kanchan.
Yeah, Urui Kanchan, we raided in Jejuri,
Yes.
we raided in Haveli. So there were multiple places where we raided, and the area which was under cultivation was as large as half an acre. So half an acre
Big
of
area.
poppy cultivation, that too in a place like Pune district. So even we were surprised. So if it would have been, say, 1,000 square feet, a very small plot where it is being cultivated, so half an acre, and that too happening, so that was really surprising. So we took action against them. We booked them under the NDPS Act. Now those people are behind bars. And as far as synthetic drugs is concerned, through NCORD we have started a checking mechanism whereby all these synthetic drugs and the components which is being checked through a specialized teams, and we have made it a multi-agency approach we have taken up. So not only police but other agencies.
It's a collaborative effort.
DISH, MPCB, MIDC, District Industrial, the Office of the District Industrial Officer, and other agencies. They are also a part of those teams which are checking these manufacturers of chemicals and pharma units.
By the way, you'll be happy to know that you discussed about MPCB, and I personally was covering this news when Pune Police raided this. And the moment we covered it and we questioned MPCB in terms of their proactive action to stop this, on same day evening, MPCB took action and they served closure notice to a company in Kurkum. Last question to you. You have also served as a DCP traffic at Pune Police last couple of years, and you are also known to devise a mechanism which is perhaps, if I'm saying it correctly, or maybe you can correct me, something related to only take left turn and no dead end. What is that formula?
So it is a very simple formula that if you are riding or if you are driving in any Indian road, it is very easy. If you have a free left, you always that is the basic or rather governing principles of traffic in this country, that wherever it is possible, allow the driver to take a free left. Wherever it is possible, don't allow to take them a right, and wherever it is possible, let them go ahead. Instead of taking a right, go ahead and let them take a U-turn. So if these three principles are followed, then most of
Things are sorted.
most of the problems as far as traffic is concerned, they can be sorted out.
You're applying this in Pune Gramin,
Yeah,
especially Shikrapur
yeah,
area?
we have, as far as Nagar Road is concerned, we have already started closing the punctures so that the right turn is not allowed.
No
or
intersection.
Disallowed, no intersection. As far as keeping free left is concerned, let them have free left. And wherever there's enough width of the road or the channel, then we let them have
If
a
space is
U-turn.
available, one can.
One can have a U-turn.
Noted.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Yeah.
Enjoyed this discussion. So nice of you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
once again
Thank
for
you so
Punekar
much.
News.
Thank you.